This is James Russell reporting on our city and her crimes. I'm here at a local car wash, talking to the car wash hustler. Got quite an operation set up here for yourself. Tell me, what is going on down here?
I'm a businessman, man. What the fuck you think going on? I'm trying to come up, man.
Cut.
That's a cut.
What?
You can't use that kind of language on TV.
What language?
Fuck.
Fuck what?
Yeah.
You're gonna say fuck on television.
Man, fuck that, man. You know I came over here.
EC State of Mind, 219,
I got you to do.
Part 2.
Come on, man. Hurry up.
Yeah. Look, cut on your ADT, make sure your doors lock. Be a Vic for a lick, they running in your spot. Better getting low when you hear that pop. That's a bullet with no name from bad aim with 30 shots. Seem like the block could be the only thing some niggas got. A hard living in the streets from a dirty pot. Ain't trying to glorify shit for a top spot. I speak on it cause I've been around and seen a lot. In '02, we was talking about how to get rich. So my nigga quit his job on the day shift. Say hard work don't pay shit. That's when he start breaking down pounds like the plates on a weight bench. Some gon' grind and some gon' take it. Don't matter if it's illegal, it's a means of making. Know no shit about a book, but know the street psychologically. Dropouts with degrees in criminology. I paint a picture with a mic, that's what I'm good with. Niggas be on that, man, I wish a nigga would shit. You on top in my city when your hood rich. Crooked love, my whole city on some hood shit. Rubber bands for the stacks that fold. Contraband in demand, shit gotta get sold. Box frames and bubbles, old schools and chrome. A customized Chevy that'll never get old. A new breed of mixed seeds made up of black and Latin. A melting pot for racial parental planning. Diverse but tight knit, we our own planet. Grew up with Hispanics that never knew a lick of Spanish. Cowboy, now you finna go and merch shit. Wasn't saying nothing till you went and got a permit. Thought I was grown and know it all in my mid-teens. Introduced to my first strap when I was 16. Nigga, so get it straight, never get it twisted. Pit clouds that allow for a better vision. Barely old enough to drive, yeah, he did the killing. Young troops on the loose, no supervision. Feeling like my town needs some intervention. Living in corrupt conditions. Wanna know about grimy? I tell you about gritty. When they pulling straps out on the mayor of the city. I'm motivated with a new flow. To see a brother from my city in the league, that's new hope. Shout out to each one. You got next, bro. A great leap through a padlock threshold. Whether you with me or against me, nigga, let's go. Getty Green got my mind on the pesto. 10 toes down, feet covered in retro. Gotta stay upbeat, but I don't listen to techno. The track down the ass, split the city in half. Niggas bang for the rep, not for colors and flags. New day, same shit, the same old beat. Harborside, G Street to the Dub CC. Great Lakes tip for the IND. Quick to tell a nigga I'm bred from EC. A go hard state of mind is what I came with. Milliana on the map, new slang, nigga.
Welcome back to the Top Cast. I'm your host, the incredible T.O.P. But of course, you already know that. And tonight, I'm joined again by my very special guest, Mr. Vonnie EC. All his social media information is linked down in the description below the video. Click it. Go check my man out. That was just him on the opening intro track. And if you know, like I know, when you hear good music, you just got to play it. Anyway, welcome back, Vonnie. Glad to have you.
Man, I'm glad to be here. And you took it back with that song, man. I ain't heard that. Man, we shot that was like 9 years ago, man.
Hey, man, when it's good, it's timeless.
Yeah, that's what I aim to do, man, when I make music. So, hey, I appreciate you for even putting it up there, man.
Oh, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, I'm not a rapper. I would have liked to have been a rapper once upon a time. And I'm not a producer, but I do make tracks as a hobby. And I know good music when I hear it. As a matter of fact, I predicted way back when Busta Rhymes dropped Woo-Ha that shit was gonna go platinum, and it went platinum in like record time. But you know, please, by all means, for those who are here tonight, Mr. Cam, and for those who go catch the replay, go check out Vonnie's channel, man. Check out the music. Support the brother. The brother's got some new stuff coming out soon, and we're eagerly going to be looking forward to it, Vonnie. I know I am, and I'm definitely going to share it. Nonetheless, tonight's topic is about not trying to save people. And it's kind of like the sentiment us guys have when we say don't save hoes. You know, I extrapolated that to people in general. And my reasoning behind saying what I'm saying is because I've learned in my 45 years that most people don't really give a shit about what you can do, even if it's to help them. And they only will accept something from you when they want it. So that to say you can't give a flower more water than it requires. And the reason why I'm addressing this topic is because I myself, being the person that I am, have a tendency to try to be helpful to people. And what I have come to learn is that you only want to be helpful to people when they seek to be helped. Mm-hmm. And also, you on a live stream some time ago, this is well over a year ago, made a statement that you came to realize also that when you learn something new, or when you had a little more insight into something than the folks who you were around, and you tried to communicate that to them, what you found was you were having the same experience that I have a lot of times, and that is that people really don't want your help. And when you try to put people on to certain things, they almost have a nonchalant, I don't give a damn attitude about it. And for me, it's a conflict that I deal with a lot, because on the one hand, I'm a helpful individual. And on the other hand, I don't have a problem with saying, fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what I would like for you to do is to expound on how do you play that balance between those two sentiments in regards to trying to teach somebody something or to put somebody on some vital information.
Well, I think one of the first and foremost, one of the best ways you can get somebody to learn something is that you have to embody whatever it is you want to teach. Like, they have to see you living that. And you have to allow them to come to you and ask you questions. You know, once they ask the questions, then that's when it'll be okay for you to give out that information, man. Because a lot of people don't want the information; they gotta want it. It's just like I read a long time ago in Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. He painted a scenario. Anybody that's familiar with that book, they kind of know the terminology in that book. So he was with his friend and his rich dad. His rich dad was considered the guy that taught him about money. His poor dad was his actual biological dad that just basically taught him to go to school and get a good job. So his rich dad owned the shop. So him and his friend, and this rich dad was the friend, was the father of his friend. So they went to his rich dad. They asked him for a job because they wanted to make some money. So rich dad gave him a job. And basically he told him just, sweep and mop this floor and stack these shelves up. And no, I think they wanted to know how to get rich or something like that. But after so much time of doing that, Robert Kiyosaki was like, man, I want to, you know what I'm saying? He was like, damn, is this all that he gonna have us do? So Robert Kiyosaki got tired of this shit. I don't know. Can we curse on here?
This is an adult show. I usually check the box not for children. So
okay, for sure. So Robert Kiyosaki was getting tired of that shit. So he finally went and asked his rich dad, I'm tired of doing this work that you having us do. When are you going to teach me how to make money? And that's when his rich dad was like, I thought you would never ask. So sometimes you have to let people come to you and ask you for the information. You know what I'm saying? You have to already be living and embodying what you want to believe in or what you want to convey to other people, and let them come and see how you're doing it. Because if you're, whatever it is that you're doing, if it's the truth, in whichever way, you living in a righteous way. Most people is not living in a righteous way. And when I say righteous, I ain't talking about being godly or going to church or being religiously sound or none of that. It's just doing things the right way. You know what I'm saying? And thinking and moving the right way. So when people see you moving in a righteous way and they look at their situation, they're going to want to know, well, damn, what is he doing that's so smooth? You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, now, I remember when I first came across the red pill content, and one of the first books that I had was a book called what was it called? The book that Rollo Tomasi wrote.
I'm familiar with Rollo Tomasi in the book. I can't think of the name of it, but I know who you're talking about.
The something male. Damn, I forgot the hell up what the hell is called.
the rational male.
Right, the rational male. So after I read that book, I'm like, damn, man, I know of some people who use this information. A lot of this stuff I understood. A lot of it was confirmation, but a lot of it, some of it was new. The way, he opened my eyes up. So when I come across shit like that, you know what I mean? I'm knowing information like that can save men's lives. So I think I passed that book on or referred that book to like 4 different people. Only, or specifically 2 of my closest friends. And I gave, you know what I'm saying? I gave the book to one, and I gave the book to the other one. I bought it out of my own pocket, gave them books. Only one of my partners actually read the book and applied it. My other one, he don't read. You know, I feel like he needed to read this shit. So he gonna keep, and he's still my guy. You know what I'm saying? But I try to put you on game, and you still gonna keep going and having the same bitch problem. So that's on you. You know what I'm saying? My other homeboy who took heed to it, who was actually married, he read this shit and applied that shit. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can give people information, man, but you can't press it on them. If you see somebody that need help and you want to lay some game on them, ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you see they don't take to it, don't say nothing else about it. You gotta let them figure it out for themselves.
That's facts. That's I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's pretty much what I learned to do. And most of my experience has come, or most of my experience with this particular type of situation has come with how I view myself in regards to other Black people and being a Black person myself, and knowing what I know, and knowing that most Black people don't know what I know. And so I have a tendency to want to share that with other Black people because I know that they need to know it. And if they were to know it, then a whole lot of other things would make sense to them. But like you said, I have also learned that And I do this with my YouTube channel. I don't stress for people to patronize my YouTube channel the same way I don't stress them to Cash App or PayPal me. If you do that, cool, I appreciate it. If you decide you want to subscribe to my channel, cool, I appreciate it. I prefer people to want to come to hear what I have to say instead of me, doing some kind of advertisement to get them to come, because then it's not genuine. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just to speak to what you were just saying in regards of having people coming to seek from you what it is that you have to offer, as opposed to trying to give it to them, because people are generally not receptive, to what you may be trying to give them. It could be the wrong time and place. And so as people, myself included, as always, we have to be mindful of that, because what will happen as a result, if we're not mindful, is we'll end up stressing ourselves out. Proverbially beating our head against the wall, and you don't want to do that, because it's just you'll just end up frustrated.
Man, recently, well, I say probably like maybe a month or two ago, I've been posting videos on my Facebook, because that's when I really started making little videos a few years ago. And I've been like off and on with it, inconsistent. But this year I said I was gonna put up a video at least every week. So one of the videos I made, it was called Tender Dick Niggas. And basically in that video, what I was talking about, it was kind of like the same shit that we talk about, that you know what I'm saying, the guys on our same frequency know and understand the type of shit that we talk about. And I was talking about just being the truth of being a man. You know what I'm saying? Not having to lie to no chick. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of clowning motherfuckers for cheating, but I also put it out there like, yeah, I've done the same shit myself. I've been there, done that. So, it wasn't me trying to sit on no high horse, but I was just trying to tell dudes, really, man, like, you can have it your way if you can just be the truth. But when I look back on doing that video, not that I got backlash for it or nobody necessarily came at me about it, but I feel like more people should have been paying attention to that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I realized, like, man, the people on my Facebook page, they're not ready for that type of game. they weren't ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of goes back to what we talking about. Like, some shit that people is just not ready for. You know what I mean? And you have to let people come around to that on their own. Like I said, you can pull somebody's coattail, tell them once, and you just gotta let them do their own thing, man, because everybody is not gonna be ready. And then when you keep trying to force shit on people, man, you don't do nothing but frustrate yourself. They the ones in the situation that you see is fucked up, but you're gonna frustrate yourself more than they are frustrated trying to put them on game. So you just gotta let this shit be, man. And that's even like right now. Like, I've been having different thoughts about, when we talk about Black empowerment and Black unity. For one thing, I've come to realize, man, everybody's never going to be on the same page. From my perspective, that's never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it is, man, I can only look forward to connecting with brothers that's on my same frequency. And that's that. That's it. I'm not going to keep stepping back to be like, we got to come together and we got to do this, man. I'm done with that talk. I'm completely done with that talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fuck with the guys that's on my same frequency. Whatever we own or whatever we doing, that's how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it.
Facts. Before I offer my comment, I just want to say salute to Cam, salute to James. I appreciate you guys for being here. Salute to whoever is here who has not commented, so that I can, recognize you publicly. What I want to say is that I've had an experience on the flip side where somebody had tried to advise me. And at the time, I was like, okay, yeah, but I kind of let it go in one ear and out the other. And I actually spoke on this in the video that I put out called Top on Top. And that is that a young lady that I dated and been knowing for some time told me like 10 years ago that I should be doing YouTube videos. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And, you know, I even put forth a small effort, but I wasn't really, you know, as invested in it as I am now. And that to say that even I am, you know, susceptible to the very thing that I'm talking about. But one thing that I will highlight about myself is that I recognize these things, and most people don't. And a lot of people end up frustrated because they don't recognize it. But as far as Black empowerment goes, I think maybe unconsciously I came to the conclusion that Black people as a group wasn't going to get together, you know, as a mass and be on the same page, because most people don't agree about most things. You know, you have to take into consideration that people have their own selfish self-interests, you know, along with whatever group interests they have. But it wasn't until I read Mr. Fuller's book on racism that I understood even more so why it just is not possible for Black people to quote unquote come together. And that's because the system that we under is already prepared for that. We've seen it just as recently as the quote unquote civil rights era, when we tried to come together, even with this Black Lives Matter thing and all these protests over police killings. And my conclusion is that the only way that Black people are going to come together at this point is we all have to adopt the same code, or, you know, a set of standards of behavior that all Black people can agree on.
True.
And it has to be something super basic, you know, like, for example, Black people don't fight Black people for white people. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's something that most Black people will be able to get behind. But the point I'm making is that the only way that we could get together is through an idea. Is we're not going to be able to get together en masse as a group and go fight somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
We way past that point.
Way past. You know, as far as like that, going back to what, you know, what the topic of the show is, as far as not, you know, harping and trying to tell people shit, like I said, you just have to embody what you want to see. Like, whatever change that you feel like needs to happen in the world and in life, you have to embody that, because it's easy to just sit there and talk about it. But whatever change that you see in the world need to be done, like, you have to embody that. Like, so me, I believe on one end, we need to get our economics straight, but I'm not going to preach that to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to embody that. I'm going to be the embodiment of that within myself. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm moving on that same frequency. I'm going to find and connect with other brothers that's on that same frequency. Like, that's why I said earlier, like, everybody is never going to be on the same page. Like, even like what you said about, because I got Millie Fuller's book too. I got both of them, the dictionary and the regular book. You know, he got a long ass title.
Yeah, that's some righteous shit. I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you guys don't have Mr. Fuller's book, I'm gonna type in the chat where you can get it from. You should check it out.
For sure, man. It's definitely a well-needed book, and it's very simple. Very simple. And really it's basically like we don't have to come together and hold hands to have unity. We can just all be following on the same code. Like that's why I'm all with like brothers traveling and stuff like that. Like I'm not with the silly shit. And you know what I mean by silly shit. But as far as brothers, it need to be more brothers traveling, moving around, building in other places because we need that. We don't need to just be stuck here in just this one place. You know what I'm saying? I need to know what if I want to open up a beauty supply store and I know a brother that live in a country to where they make that stuff at it. He might have a connection to where I can get that type of stuff at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can get it for cheap or get it for low or whatever the case may be. Like, we all just have to be the embodiment of the change that we want to see. Period. Even whether it's black empowerment, whether we talking about women, female nature, whatever it is, we have to be that. And once other people see that, they're gonna want to know, like, okay, well, that's when they'll come around and ask you the questions and stuff like that. When you really on top of your shit, but when they don't see it, and you trying to tell them something, it's like, okay, well, whatever. You know what I mean? It's gonna go in and one end out the other, but you have to see it. Most people have to see shit to believe it. Just like I don't trip about support. You know what I'm saying? I would, to me personally, I never use that term or like try to put that on people like you gotta support me or you need to support me as a support. No, because I've grown to understand that a lot of this shit is all based in science and human psychology. It's all universal law. Like people want to support and want to be a part of what they see they can benefit from. Point blank period. People have to see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it have to be up to the person, the individual, to embody the change that they want to see or to embody the message that they want to send.
I agree with you 100%, and that's a part of the reason why I do the things that I do the way that I do them. Just to address Mr. Brown's comment, he says, "When did you see yourself transition into YouTube after a couple videos?" Question mark. Is it possible that you could kind of like restate that? Because I'm not exactly sure what do you mean when you ask when did I see myself transition into YouTube? And yeah, I just if you can give me a little bit more clarity, Mr. Brown, on what you mean by transition into YouTube. I just kind of like decided I was going to make videos and then I stuck to it. And once you do something for about 3 weeks, it becomes a habit. But YouTube for me is more a hobby. It's no different than when I go out and ride my motorcycle or play golf or fly my remote control helicopters. I do it, because I enjoy it. I also do it because I know a lot of the information that come from a lot of these guys up here is unhealthy, to say the least. And like I always say, as a man, I believe it's my responsibility to other men, in general, but black men specifically, to teach you guys the things that I have learned that will assist you in your life. You understand what I'm saying? In whatever situation that may be. He says, let's see, how long before you became dedicated after your friend mentioned you? Oh, wow. Okay. So I had, as a matter of fact, I found one of my old YouTube pages. I thought I deleted it. But back in 2009, 2010, I tried to do YouTube. And I was going through some things. I had some intimate, very close deaths in my family around that time. And so my mind really wasn't into it. And here we are in 2000, what's this, 21. I started in 2020. here we are 10 years later, and I'm doing the very thing that somebody said to me that I should have done 10 years ago. And I highlighted that as an example of the very thing that I say that other people do when I try to help them. Somebody tried to help me by telling me that they think I should do this because it's a good outlet for me. But at the time, because of circumstances and my mentality, I didn't take their advice and put the correct amount of energy and effort into it. Otherwise, I would have been well known on YouTube by now. I would have been doing this shit that these guys are doing way before I would have been the father of the motherfucking manosphere. I'd have been the king of game. You understand what I'm saying? But even though I don't believe in Christianity or none of the religions associated with the Bible, and the Bible is not completely true, it does have quite a bit of wisdom in it. And in Ecclesiastes, it says, to everything there is a season, a time and a place for all things under heaven. And I personally believe that the things that happen in your life were meant to happen for a reason. And if it wasn't meant to happen, it wouldn't have happened, but it did. So it had to, your life happens or unfolds in a specific manner for you to learn what you're supposed to learn. We just don't often think of it in those terms. But I hope that answers your question, Mr. Brown. Anyway, Vonnie, everybody's talking about Mr. Jackson and his shortcomings, and he's not unique in what he's alleged to have done. I myself have cheated in a relationship before. However, unlike Mr. Jackson, because I got huge nuts, when she asked me if I cheated, I told that bitch, of course.
Right.
I'm a fly motherfucker. You think this is, I can't help it because women like me. What do you want me to do? Beat them off with a bat? I'd go to jail.
Right.
But what do you make of that situation in regards to how men should conduct themselves with women?
Well, that just go to show you, man, with the type of content that he was putting out. See, I never really kept up with him. I just knew that he, was labeled as a panderer for women. So I never really paid too much attention to him, but I'm familiar with him. But that just go to show you, he was just savior for women, and even he fucked up. If that shit is even real, man. Like I watched that video he made sitting up there holding his wife's hand. Like that shit just looks so weak to me, man. I mean, he all big, just looking weak. But it just go to show you, man, that most guys are going to fuck up, or most guys fuck up. But the problem with that, see, now we got to go into a little deep into the abyss a little bit, man. This whole society, this whole construct is some bullshit, man, because we're taught and we're forced to be in situations that we really don't even want to fucking be in. You know what I'm saying? I've grown to the point in my life to where I feel like I'm too goddamn old to be getting caught up in anything. I'm too old for that. I'm too old to be tucking my tail. I'm too old to be lying to anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not doing all this shit. And I know for the guy Derek Jackson, it's just what he did, man. That's everyday shit. It just looked bad because of the type of shit that he was putting out. Now, supposedly the shit didn't backfired on him and shit like that, man. But my thing is, it's a whole nother level of game guys got to reach and got to be able to get to, man. And as a man, we just too old, especially my age, top age, fucking Derek Jackson age, man. We men for first and foremost, and we got to be honest with ourselves first and foremost. You know, are you really ready to be in a relationship? Are you really ready to be married? Like, truthfully, or are you just doing this shit because this is society's construct, and you know, society is putting the pressure on you to do some shit that you don't really want to do? Fuck that. You got to be a man first. You know what I'm saying? Men were men first before laws and suggestive societal fucking constructs were created. So you got to be a man first and foremost. And that shit just look weak to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught up in a lie. Like, man, I'm a grown ass fucking man. I'm too old, too solid to be getting caught up by anybody to be exposed. Like, fuck that. What the fuck is there for me to be exposed about? This is what I'm gonna do. Like, I've had to disappoint quite a few women, you know, living according to the truth, or what, you know, however I'm living my life. You know, they had certain expectations of me, and I had to tell them, like, this ain't, you know what I'm saying, that's not what I'm on. This is what I'm on. And if you know, you want to fuck with me, this is how it's gonna be, or don't fuck with me at all.
You ain't hit him with the Mr. Charles, did you? This ain't that.
I seen that. I seen that. Yeah,
Oh man.
you have to break it down to him, man. You just have to be real with yourself, man. And one thing that I'm realizing, man, being like really real with yourself, it can be a lonely place, because it can be a very lonely place if you feel that way. You might, you might not really want to be married with kids and all that type of shit, or you might not want to do that at this moment. Can't nobody force you to do shit. You know what I'm saying? And that'd be the problem why a lot of us get caught up or get caught in this cheating shit, man. It's a reason why cheating is so normal, especially amongst men. It's a reason why, because that ain't what the fuck we really want to fucking do. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
That's 100% facts. Shout out, rest in peace to the GOAT, Patrice O'Neal. He said it. I've said it before. I'm going to reiterate it here right now today. I'm a guy, a male. Vonnie, you're a male. You're a guy. 100% of my subscribers are guys. And all you motherfuckers know, keep it real, tell the truth. You want to fuck as many bitches as you can fuck. Preferably some pretty ones. You probably might want to have a relationship, but you still want a little strange every now and then. And guys are not honest with themselves about that. But this is what guys don't realize, is that shit actually kind of turns women on. To know that, one, you got the confidence to look her right in her motherfucking beady little eyes and say, yep, I get bitches. Don't I look like I get bitches? I'm supposed to get bitches, ain't I? I got you, don't I? And tell her, yup, this what it's going to be.
Yeah. I just recently went through that, man, with a chick that I've been talking to, man. Matter of fact, it's been a chick that I've been talking to in Brazil for shit, like since last year, man. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, I got it. Hopefully, I don't know, because they got a little lockdown going on, but I'm supposed to be going next month. But I had to tell her as well. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, I'm a traveler. I travel other places. You know, in Brazil, definitely not gonna be the only place that I'm gonna travel to. Like, I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? You special. You know, we got a good bond. You know what I'm saying? This particular woman I'm talking about, man, she real good people. But I had to be honest with her and tell her, like, man, you're not gonna be the only woman that I'm gonna meet. And she was heartbroken from that, man. She ain't talked to me for like a couple of days, but guess what? She came back around. She came back around. I done pissed off a couple times, but she keep coming back around. You got to stand on your own shit, man, and you can't give a fuck about who want to get down with your program or not. The only thing you need to be worried about is the people who want to get with your program.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Alan Roger Curry said it best, and shout out to him. I don't know him or nothing, and I second that. Guys don't understand, man. When you let a woman know I don't give a fuck if you leave with this pussy. Bye. Take it with you.
Right.
I personally have told bitches, fuck your pussy. You and your pussy could get out. I don't need neither one of you motherfuckers. I got a bitch across town waiting for you to leave now. You want me to call her? Because I can. Because this bitch paid a phone bill that I talked to you on. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you got the courage to say shit like that to a woman, man, they'll never let you know. Them bitches be ready to tear your clothes off. That's when you get your dick sucked correctly.
See, that's that real, that's that godly courage. That's that real courage right there. But see, like, okay, if that shit really happened with Derek Jackson, okay, I give him credit for making this video. I mean, it's all constructed publicity, but all right, so he fessed up to it in front of the people. But shit, if he had real nuts, that shit would have never happened in the fucking first place. But just like I was telling Top earlier, it's a small circle of men, just like how I met him within this small circle of guys who, you know what I'm saying, kick this type of knowledge and kick this type of game, man. It's only a few guys who really, just period, in the world, who really moving on that type of frequency, man. So to expect a guy like Derek Jackson, man, to me, Derek Jackson just a common nigga, man, because he got caught up doing what common niggas do. That's common nigga shit. Getting caught up for cheating, to me, is common nigga shit. To me.
Especially after you make a fucking video talking about you a no good man if you get caught doing that kind of shit. So what that make you, Mr. Jackson?
He a common ass nigga.
Man, boy, I know that goddamn crow is delicious right now. I need to open up a restaurant and don't serve nothing but crow for the rest of 2021, because this just the beginning. You seen all that shit happen with all these superstars, right? You know shit matriculates downward, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to YouTube.
Yep.
Stay tuned. All of the fraudulent shit is gonna get exposed in 2021. Watch. Mark my words, you heard it here first.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I've been seeing that, man. I don't really pay attention to too much of this shit, man. I see it though, you know what I mean? And just like I said about Derek Jackson, man, he ain't special, man. He got caught up doing some fucking common ass nigga shit. It just looked bad because that'd be the thing, man. People, when somebody in the spotlight, man, people be believing in these motherfuckers, man, like they not human or they supernatural, man. He a nigga just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He a man just like everybody else. But most men not gonna walk on that frequency to where they can, stand on their own 10 and say, hey man, I want, this is how I'm rocking, and you rock on me and you not. Most men ain't got that.
Yeah, they don't have a properly built constitution, a properly built foundation. A lot of guys believe in a lot of shit. The only two things that I believe in, at least first, above all things, is I believe in the creator of everything. And then the next motherfucker I believe in is me.
Right.
I believe that I could do the shit that I say I could do because I do that shit. My homeboy said about me one time, made me laugh. The motherfucker said, you know something, Kareem? He said, you talk a whole lot of shit, but you can back up every goddamn thing you say. So, I mean, I can't do nothing but respect you on that. Shout out to you, Dave. Glad to have you, bro. And yeah, I got a kick out of that. But yeah, fellas, you guys gotta learn how to believe in yourself like you believe in these other motherfuckers who you idolize and you give your little hard-earned pennies to. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I know what T.O.P gonna do. If you get some money out of T.O.P, trust me, I really like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But guys, and this is something else I wanted to touch on too, because it's part of the overall topic, is that when we learn things, and I'm guilty of this shit myself. Everything I talk about, I've done at least once. Just about everything I talk about. Let me correct myself. When we learn new shit, we have a tendency to want to go share because we excited what we know. And oftentimes what you're going to find is that people don't give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying, what you know, or the fact that you're excited. And as a matter of fact, the fact that you're excited, you know, could make it even worse, because most motherfuckers are miserable because they lying. They living a lie. You understand what I'm saying? And this definitely applies in the workplace. Don't go to your job trying to turn motherfuckers on to the red pill. Don't go to your job trying to turn motherfuckers on to what you may or may know about racism or women or whatever the fuck it is that you learning. Let the motherfuckers ask you. And then be wary too, because they could just be being nosy. But be mindful of how you move, man, because this happened to me. Motherfuckers at my last job was hating on me. Most of the motherfuckers was married, and probably all of them was simps. Could you imagine how obvious I was? How much I stood out amongst the motherfuckers?
Man, I can only imagine.
I became an instant target. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I'm saying what I'm saying about being mindful of, you know, you letting every fucking body know that you're woke. The sleep don't want to know that you woke. So sometimes, even though I don't really advocate pretending, it has its applications in certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
Real,
Anything you want to add, Bonnie?
yeah, man. You know, just like a lot of guys in the manosphere, man, they talk about how you got to vet these females properly. Well, you got to vet people as well, just in regular life, before you decide you want to start sharing sacred information. And just like you said, especially at your job, you know what I'm saying? There's certain shit that you can't talk about. Like, you can't, just because you might be on your way to being a boss or you might be doing some entrepreneurial shit, man, you can't go to your job and be talking to these motherfuckers about being a boss and talking that Damon Dash shit, man. They gonna feel like you shitting on them. You know, and when you really trying to up deep down in your heart, you really want to uplift them. You trying to uplift motherfuckers so y'all can get on the same page and maybe break some bread together. But they not. Most people are not gonna be ready for abstract knowledge. So you have be, even if you want to share it, man, you have to vet people before you decide to want to share shit, man. And that's something that I've had to learn and become comfortable with and reserve with, and just focus on living my own life. Because a lot of times, at the same time too, man, people who want to share information, a lot of times they still don't even fucking have all the answers. They not even sure. You know what I'm saying? They just came across some shit. Like, I was with a homeboy, man, that I grew up with, and you know, we see each other from time to time, and you know, he do his little thing in the streets or whatnot. So I'm in the car with him. This was a few years ago. So I'm in the car with him. All of a sudden, oh, okay, I see he woke. He done got hip to the Hebrew Israelite shit, and he want to use terms like, man, these Esau motherfuckers, you know. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I see you. You one of them niggas that didn't watch one of the little 10-minute clips of a video. Now you want to run off with something, and you want to talk about this Hebrew Israelite shit. But I'm in the car with you, and you about to get ready to go make a crack transaction. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, just because they woke or they got some new information, don't mean they all the way woke, man. Because to be honest with you, man, most real woke people,
what I'm starting to really realize, most real woke people, they don't even tell you that they woke. You know what I'm saying? They just walking amongst society like how Neo was in the Matrix with their shades on and just walking through the crowd, man, because they know what it is and they know that a lot of people not gonna give a fuck about what they talking about. So you just gotta just live your own life, you know what I'm saying, and embody whatever change that you think that it needs to happen in the world. You gotta embody that, man, and be confident and just submerge yourself in your own purpose and what you got going on in your life, man. And for people who do have questions, like I said before, ain't nothing wrong with you see somebody who finna go off the cliff. If you want to pull their coattail, you can. But if they don't want to take heed to their first message, you got to leave them the fuck alone and let them do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't even necessarily got to judge them. It's like, I got a homeboy, we've had plenty of talks about women and his women problems, and I've tried to turn him on and introduce him to certain shit, but he's not mentally there. But I don't judge him. You just gotta just let him be. I don't bring up shit to him unless he bring up shit to me. So
Yeah,
that's
for
why.
sure. Indeed, I agree with you 100%. It's very unfortunate, but sometimes the motherfucker get ready to drive off the cliff, and the best thing that you could do is turn your back and don't watch it. But before I continue, I want to say shout out to the homie Preezy the Kid. Salute to you.
Shout out to Preezy, man.
I gotta get my camera game up to Preezy standard. That's what I'm gonna call it. I coined that right here on the Top Cast tonight. If your camera game is not up to Preezy standard, your shit is trash.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I seen him. I think it was earlier today. I seen the video, man. I'm like, damn, that shit crispy as hell, man.
Crispy than a motherfucker. It's so crispy. Yo, the hat was crispy. I was like, son, yo, this is crazy. I gotta step it up. I'm doing something wrong. Very wrong.
Hey, man, to Preezy, man, shit, just keep doing what you doing, man, because it's obvious, man. Like, you making content, man. That's what you want to do, and like I seen that camera, man. That camera quality. I don't remember saying it like out loud in my head, but in my subconscious, like, damn, okay, he's for real. That camera quality is crystal.
For sure. Yeah, that's why I said the Preezy standard, baby. I gotta step it up. I'm still on 1080p. I think Preezy joint is like he on with the 4K joint. So I'm severely behind. I feel like I'm back in the 90s almost.
Yeah. We is.
But you got any closing thoughts, Vonnie? Because we almost to the hour mark. And I think we gave the folks some good thoughts to mull over and to move on in their life with that will help them out a lot, because I can't save y'all. I can be your Morpheus, but that only mean that I can point out the door to you. You the one who got to walk through it.
Yeah. And especially, anybody on here that's following. See, this is how I look at like YouTube content creators, man. Like, they all got good content, man. All of them, no matter how we feel about them, because they ain't doing nothing but speaking through their own perspective. They speaking through their own experience, and it's up to the listener. Just take this shit with a grain of salt, man. Take what you can apply to your life, and whatever don't, disregard that shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain content. It's just some certain. I mean, even I ain't gonna call no names, but just take all this shit with a grain of salt, man. You know what I mean? Take what applies to you, because there's no reason why you should just be looking at one content creator as your guide. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got something to say, from whether it's the most basic content creator with the most basic game to more complex content creators, man. Just take this shit with a grain of salt, take what applies to you and discard the rest. And once again, back to the title of this whole video, before you find yourself getting frustrated with trying to put people on game and give people jewels, man, just embody whatever it is that you feel people need to know, whatever message it is you want to share, man, you have to embody that and let the people see that and let them come to you. You know, I'm gonna wrap this up because I know we got to get off. But a personal trainer is not gonna do well if that motherfucker is out of shape. He or she is not gonna get no clients like that if they out of shape. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it like that. Look at it in that simple analogy. You know, so if a person wants to be a personal trainer, they best bet to get clients, whether they know anything or not. They gotta look the part. So they have to embody what fitness is. So it's the same thing with wanting to share and give information, you know, especially with putting out content and shit like that, man. You just have to embody the message you want to put out and be the change that you want to see.
That's facts. I agree wholeheartedly. We like to say here on the internet amongst us guys that women are very much like children, but the truth of the matter is that people in general are pretty much like children. And what I mean by that is that people generally learn by example or by observing what you do, and that's what piques their curiosity more so than what you're telling them. And in regards to YouTube content creators, guys, you're free to listen to whomever you want to. I don't tell you guys, who you should and should not listen to. My message is be discerning about what it is that you're listening to and if it's correct or not, because you don't want to get incorrect information and then you go out and apply it and then you have end up in a bad situation. This is why honesty is very, very important. Aside from it being a man code, it's one of the most fundamental aspects of being a man is your integrity. And I say to you guys over and over and over, your integrity is for you. But your honesty also is a measure of how much you respect yourself, because liars don't respect themselves. You can't.
Exactly.
I appreciate all you guys for coming through. In particular, Vonnie, my guest. Thank you, Dave, Preezy, Cam, James. Let's see who else came through. That's all who came through, who commented. So for all of you other guys who are watching and not commenting, salute to you too. Also, all you folks who gonna catch the replay. I am your host, the incredible T.O.P. I can't save you. I can show you the way, but you got to do the work. This has been another episode of the Top Cast. I'd like to thank my guest, Vonnie. Don't forget, you can catch him on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. All the links are in the description below the video. I'll be back this Sunday with episode number 6, talking about the third eye of the electromagnetic life series. And other than that, if you haven't, go follow both of my Instagram pages, The Incredible T.O.P. and the Top Cast Instagram page. Check me out on Anchor or your favorite podcast outlet under the same name, The Top Cast. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, bring a friend. With that, we out. I'm going to let y'all listen to my man, Jay Geezy, and I'll catch you guys on Sunday. Thanks, Vonnie.
Oh, for sure, man. You know, for future reference, man, a topic that I think we should touch on, man. Oh, this is a topic I got in my head. Like, do you still have control over the situation if you approach a woman? And that's something I've been wanting to touch on for a minute.
Okay, no doubt. We'll kick it in backstage, and we'll make plans. You know how I do.
For sure, for sure.
All right. We out, guys. Catch y'all in the next one.
All right.
Peace.
Doing numbers in my city, JG. Go, go, go.
This for all my niggas on the I'm getting money in a lot of ways. A nigga on the grind each and every day. Ain't worried about nothing but getting paid. Middle finger up, fuck what a nigga say. That motherfucker pulled a pistol, now he gotta pay. So I've been looking for this nigga for a couple days. My little cousin told me that she seen his face downtown Moore Square at the bus station. And since then he done caught a case. So now a nigga gonna have to really wait. Damn, it's hard trying to stay patient, especially when a nigga want his face straight. Until then a nigga paper chasing. When you see me on the block, watch the player haze. JG's are pulling Kobe's like he was a Lakers. T.I, Chris Brown, we the fucking takers.
This for all my niggas on the block. I know nothing's gonna stop us now.
Hold it down.
Everything we do, we got it locked. This for all my niggas on the block. I know nothing's gonna stop us now.
Hold it down.
Everything we do, we got it locked.
Okay. Yeah.
Next up, be the kid with the fresh stuff. All fresh tucks, fresh cut, come and shut it down. Steady walking with my chest up. Little nigga bigging up my set. Know what's up when I come around. A fresh nigga with a fresh style. Appears on the mic anytime you asking for the best style. And it's the life that I chose, so I gotta say I'm feeling blessed. Focus on the goals, yo, that's how to get the check, get the dough. Bankroll, got those polos, A1s, Cool J, Kangos. I got the shot, I'ma let it go. If the block's hot, try yourself, everything goes. Up from the block, you already know. Started from the bottom, but now we cheapin' like seminar. Laced up, new fit, I'm feeling incredible. You see me, you like, there he go. One more time, there he go. This for all my niggas on the block. I know nothing's gonna stop us now.
Hold it down.
Everything we do, we got it locked.
Okay. Yeah. I know nothing's gonna stop us now.